Tourism has had a major impact on the Himalayas, whether that be plant destruction, deforestation, trail degradation, an increase in litter from tourist climbers, and the building of airports, hotels and roads. As a result of this, the environment has greatly suffered and the lives of the locals have been greatly affected. However, one advantage of tourism is the improvement of the economy, opening more jobs to the local people as tourism increases. The Himalayas are home to the world's highest mountains and covers an impressive 1,500 miles of land and stands tall with the tallest peak, Mount Everest, at 8,848 metres. Accompanying Mount Everest are the two sister peaks of Lahost and Arnadablam. Tourism in the Himalayas started in the 2nd century BC with pilgrims coming from other parts of the world for the worshipping of holy rivers and nature deities. The second stage of tourism began in the 19th century, when the British discovered the Himalayas as a recreation area. However, the modern tourism began in the 20th century after Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzin Norgay climbed Everest in the 1950s. As a result of this, mass tourism in the Himalayas had started. Due to tourism today, the Himalayan regions had an enormous influence on the economy. However, the environmental impact on tourism is highly visible and a great concern. In today's world, the Himalayan region are facing problems such as deforestation, waste management, pollution, trail degradation and many more, all caused by tourism activities, whether that be directly or indirectly. The environments, both natural and man-made, are essential for tourism. However, the relationship tourism has with the environment is very complex and many activities can have an impact on the environment. Many of the environmental impacts are linked with the construction of general infrastructure such as roads, airports, lodges, hotels, shops and golf courses. Moreover, a negative impact of tourism development can gradually destroy the environment's resources on which it depends. Furthermore, tourism can put enormous pressure on an area and lead to impacts such as soil erosion, pollution, natural habitat loss, and pressure on the endangered species and many more. Due to the Himalayas being mountainous, it has very few lands which are suitable for development of real tourism infrastructure. However, of the lands that are available, they are used by locals for cultivation. However, they still seem to be taken for the development of tourism infrastructure. As the Himalayas have become so popular over the years, rapid road construction and airport construction have been built, resulting in large numbers of trees being cleared. As a result of this, there is an increased chance of potential landslides to occur frequently, wiping out the habitat for the environment. Furthermore, tourism generally overuse water resources for hotels, swimming pools, golf courses and the personal use of water by the tourists. This can eventually result in water shortage as well as generating greater water volume of wastewater. As a result of this, locals are left without water resources due to the tourism industry using all the resources available. Tourism has not only had a negative effect on the Himalayas but a positive one too. Tourism has brought healthcare, education, roads, electricity and wealth to some of the remote isolated communities in the Himalayas. Forests of the Himalayas are being cleared at a rapid rate to provide timber for the construction of lodges and fuel for cooking and heating. Similarly, studies have shown that lodges use about 75 kilograms of firewood each day during the peak season. Furthermore, deforestation is further increasing due to the economic benefit gained from tourism. Farmers have taken the opportunity to increase the size of their herds of cows, goats and yaks, resulting in yet more forests being cleared for temporary pastures and overgrazing. As a result of this can lead to soil erosion and potentially landslides. It has been estimated that 1.5 million acres of forest cover is disappearing every year in the Himalayan regions. With tourism rapidly increasing in the Himalayan region, there becomes a greater demand on the woodlands. If deforestation continues at the same pace, the tourism of the Himalayas looks bleak. Another problem associated with tourist activity in the Himalayan region is the collection of flowers and plants. The Eastern Himalayas have been identified as one of the world's 25 biodiversity hotspots. The Himalayas are home to an estimated 10,000 plant species. Unfortunately, many visitors are so intrigued with the vast array of beautiful species of plants and flowers that they pluck as many as possible out of fascination or for scientific collection and study. Furthermore, millions of tourists visit the Himalayan region for pilgrimage each year, and they consider some plants and flowers holy and use in various religious rituals. For instance, pilgrims burn the leaves of pine, juniper, hemlock and other flowers as an offering for gods. The rising numbers of tourists in the Himalayas are resulting in decreasing indigenous plant life. Everyone knows Mount Everest as the highest mountain on the planet. However, what they don't know is this beautiful mountain range is beginning to develop a new name for itself, the world's highest garbage dump. This is because of the vast increase in tourism in the Himalayan regions. Due to the increase in population due to tourism, the environment has taken a massive effect, producing huge amounts of waste from base camp all the way up to the death zone. Ever since tourism had started, waste disposal has always been a problem. According to recent estimates, there are nearly 120 tons of rubbish and 120 dead bodies still on Everest. Many climbers, whether that be those who reached the summit and descended, or those who attempted the summit, left behind high-tech climbing equipment. Plastics, foods, tins, oxygen tanks, aluminium cans, clothes, glass, paper and tents. Moreover, it is said that the disposal of human waste can also pose a threat to the environment. If not buried at least 50 meters away from water, human waste can pollute the water. Guided tours up to the summit of Everest have produced a great deal of waste production, especially on the paths and trails. Of the many problems, water pollution poses the bigger threat to the locals as they depend on the Snowford River to their livelihood. The Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee was set up in 1933 with the aim of removing the waste products in the Himalayan region. A number of strategies have been successful in making improvements, including clean-up campaigns at various base camps, constructing rubbish pits and distributing litter bins, employing litter collection staff, school environmental education lessons, giving out leaflets and booklets, and creating tourist information centres. Trail degradation is becoming more and more of an issue as tourism increases. When trails are not maintained properly, soil erosion and deep ruts along trails will occur because of heavy use by tourists and local people. Because of this, the trails become very difficult to walk on and can become a hazard. An alternative to this problem is to avoid the paths and choose alternative routes. These informal paths, in consequence, lead to increased damage of the vegetation cover through trampling. The damage to the vegetation cover, in turn, can lead to habitat loss and a change of species composition. In economic terms, Nepal is one of the poorest countries in the world, but tourism has enabled the Everest region to become one of the wealthiest areas in Nepal. Tourism-related employment opportunities include trekking agents, tour operators, trekking field managers, high-altitude climbers, porters, and cooks. The majority of these jobs are taken by men, although women are most responsible for managing lodges. The most successful lodges actually produce more profits than trekking agencies. However, the environmental cost is high.